It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school football previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Live presented by the Varsity Sports Show. My name is Vince DeLisio. I am live with our team out at Pinnacle High School tonight, where Williamsfield, in the opening round of the Open, stunned a home crowd, capacity crowd here at Pinnacle by winning this game 39-36 on literally a last couple of seconds field goal to win this game. What an incredible game tonight. So happy for the Williamsfield fans, the family. Pinnacle, sorry, guys. You know what? That's how it goes. And, no offense. Appreciate you. Thanks for your hospitality. Williamsfield was the victor tonight, 39-36. And joining me tonight is, I'm trying to hurry up here because they're going to be shutting the lights off here in the stadium really soon. Joining me is our incredible co-hosts for the evening, Abigail Hardy and Ansley Pavicek from UNLV, Abigail from ASU. Ansley, Abigail, how you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Awesome. A great night for high school football. So we're going to kick things off and bring in Rodolfo Gomez up in Sacramento, who's going to give us a real quick report on what's going on in Sacramento. And take it away, Rodolfo.
Hey, Rodolfo, how are you? Well, I think, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're all good.
All right. How's it going,
How are you
Anthony?
doing, Rodolfo?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Man, just take us around what's been happening in Sacktown tonight. First round of the playoffs.
Let me tell you, it's been a great day for football. Currently, the games are still going on. They're currently all of them in the fourth quarter, except for one, that Grant against Edison. Grant is up by a touchdown, so that's still going up. But pretty much, the games have been very tight, except for one that will be Monterey against Intercom. It's been an absolute demolition. It's 31-3 as it currently stands, and when we talk about Folsom is up 41-27 against Downey. So I think those are the matchups that are most anticipated. And in terms of Grant is currently facing Edison, and that's another team that is competing to get to the final. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned, you mentioned how about Edison probably being another team to look at that could upset Folsom in their chance to get a fifth row state championship. And what does this mean if Edison can't pull this off?
Well, if Edison can't pull it off, another one will be Oak Ridge. Well, Oak Ridge is actually currently down. They're down against Central Catholic, and that's another team that will be a contender. But currently, as it stands, they're down against Central Catholic. We'll see what happens. But this has been a great day for football. Very close games, except for the top teams. We obviously know that what they're gonna do, but we'll see what this upcoming rounds that these teams will appear at. But I think looking at the schedule, it will be the same teams, and most likely we will see Folsom and Graham. But that's up to debate. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely a couple games still going on. So Rodolfo, thank you for taking us around Sacktown.
Absolutely, Hansis. Thank you.
Great job, Rodolfo. Thank you very much. And we are going to turn it over to Abigail Hardy, who is going to welcome on Patrick Cohen down in Tucson. Take it away, Abigail.
Hey, Patrick. How are you guys tonight?
I'm doing great, Abigail. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. Well, you had a very intense game over at Desert View versus Mountain Point. Tell me a little bit about that, as it's playoff season.
Yes, it is. And so we just got done here with this amazing game. And so Desert View with a win over Mountain Point by a final of 37-21. Absolutely incredible game here. The Desert View Jaguars are moving on to the quarterfinals, and certainly it was an intense environment, absolutely packed tonight.
Yeah, because when I saw this score, it was 21-21. So tell us about that extent to bring Desert View back on top.
Yeah, so certainly Mountain Point certainly gave Desert View a run for their money, and certainly the score was tied. The score was tied at one point, but in the second half, Desert View just came out strong, and certainly it was just an incredible game watching Desert View and Mountain Point go head to head. And in the end, Desert View pulled out the victory, and they're moving on to the quarterfinals. And a lot of fans here are certainly happy.
Yeah, how was the atmosphere tonight with them winning?
The atmosphere was amazing. It was electric. We certainly heard a lot of passionate fans screaming their passions and screaming their heads off. So certainly it was quite the game. It certainly was, and I was really glad to have been in that environment.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a great Friday night to start off playoffs.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, Patrick.
Awesome.
All right, you too.
Down in Tucson, and we're going to send it over to Ansley, who has another friend out at UNLV in Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman. Marla Mundo, take it away, Ansley.
Hey, Marla, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ansley. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, was there okay, so it was a very close game in the first quarter. Like, what was the turning point for Bishop Gorman?
Bishop Gorman, it was really close in the first quarter because Foothill decided to take their time with the pace. They were taking a long time to score a touchdown, which is what you want to do. But the turning point in the game was Messiah Mingo, wide receiver, lined up as running back and took in a 12-yard touchdown. They scored this rushing touchdown. It really put them up 28-6, and the game just kind of ended after that. And Bishop Gorman ran away 56-6.
And what do you think Foothill wasn't doing after Mingo scored the touchdown?
So their quarterback was doing a lot more riskier throws. He was throwing the ball into double coverage play after the play. He had 3 interceptions after that touchdown. He threw 3 interceptions. One of them was a pick 6, but got called back because of a blindside block, and it was a huge block. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And what was the atmosphere like? We all know Gorman fans are passionate over there, and they love their Gales.
Yeah, there was this place was packed. Even on the visitor side, Foothill brought their band, brought their cheerleaders. That other side was packed back there. There was so many people here.
I mean, what an incredible atmosphere as Gorman comes out being their dynamic offensive self, and they were able to get the win against Foothill. Thank you, Marla.
Thank you, Ainsley.
Awesome. Great job, Marla Mundo at UNLV. And now we will send it to our old friend Keithan Thomas, who is out at his old alums, Mountain View. Take it away, Abigail.
Hey, Keithan. What a Friday night, start of the playoffs. We've done Mountain View together. And I know how crazy the atmosphere was then. Describe the atmosphere tonight.
Well, the crowd was all over tonight. Any sort of negative play that went didn't go Mountain View's way, they were loud, they were boisterous, they came out and supported their team here tonight against Centennial. Big win, 22-14, an incredible game from start to finish.
Yeah, and then what about Mountain View starting off that first quarter, like just right out of the gate, getting points on the board? What was that like?
It looked like the main thing we wanted to talk about, at least on the broadcast, was the slow starts Mountain View would get into when they would lose games. And immediately they're like, okay, we'll score 15 points and put those worries to rest there. But something interesting that happened was Centennial scored on the back half of the first half, and then to open up the second half, they were fighting and clawing. It was 22-14. Mountain View did not score a single point after the second quarter. It was all on their defense that really kind of put the game away, and it was lights out aside from those 2 drives like I mentioned.
Yeah, and then from Mountain View, was there any players that you want to shout out from their defense that helped them finish out this game and get them a win?
Brody Anderson, he had a couple big plays. He had a fumble recovery early in around the second quarter. He had a big 4th down stop around 4th and 3 early in the first quarter that kind of set up the ensuing drive where Mountain View ended up scoring, I'm pretty sure. So big hats to him. And then on the offense side of the ball, someone we didn't really talk about. We talked about the three-headed monster over for Mountain View's offense in Goodman, Galaviz, and Arnett. Corey Bodley, amazing today, had a rushing touchdown and a 2-point conversion and was able to run out the clock here to seal the victory for Mountain View as they'll head over to Hamilton next week in what surely will be a heavyweight contest, to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And yes, next Friday, Mountain View will take on the #1 Hamilton, which you definitely don't want to miss that type of game. It's going to be crazy. Thank you so much, Keithan. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You as well. Have a good one, everyone.
We're going to send it over to a commercial break for a little bit, but don't go anywhere. We have a bunch of games here in the Valley that we still have to talk about. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you back just in a little bit.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
And we're back here Friday Night Lights. We're heading over to Andrew Hughes, who is at Desert Mountain in Cactus Shadows. We're just
before Andrew comes on, I wanted to give a quick one of you guys come over here. Let's bring over Adam Maggard, who is on the call tonight out at Pinnacle. Adam, give Abigail a quick summary of tonight's game, please.
Thank you.
You know, Abigail, it was a crazy night. It was back and forth. Originally, Williamsfield came in hot. They scored on the first drive. Pinnacle came back firing. The game was back and forth, but Williamsfield had the lead for a while. Then second half rolled around. Pinnacle scored. Their defense stepped up. They went up by like 8 points for the first time the whole game. They led, and then at the very end, Williamsfield scored, and then they kicked it off, and they kicked like a perfect squib kick. And unfortunately, Pinnacle was unable to come up with the recovery. Williamsfield gets it around the 20-yard line, and then ended up kicking a field goal to win the game, put them on top, and ultimately it was a great playoff game. It was super close, super entertaining, and it was just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun Friday night for the first playoff, back and forth, ending in a win.
Yeah, it was a great opening night for playoffs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Adam. Nice job. Adam did a great job. Anissa Reynolds also did color in the game, and Carmen was on the sideline for us. They all did amazing out here tonight as Williamsfield takes the win. We're the only ones left in the stadium, and the lights are still on, so we're trying to do this real quick. Adam Hughes. Adam was out at Cactus High School tonight for Cactus Desert Mountain. Adam, there he is.
It's Andrew.
Okay,
Andrew Hughes.
Andrew Hughes. Yes, Andrew Hughes, who was out at Cactus. Take it away.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
So, how you doing, Abigail?
Good. Go ahead. Go. You're ready.
So it was a 5A matchup that did not disappoint. It was kind of a tale of two halves because Cactus came out, controlled the tempo early with their running game and Nathaniel Lagares, but unfortunately for Cactus, Conrad Hamilton and Desert Mountain did a great job adjusting defensively. They kind of realized that Cactus was going to try to run the ball on them, and at the half, it was 14-7, and after that, Desert Mountain scored 24 unanswered points and won the game 24-14. So it was truly a tale of two halves for both teams.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did want to go over that because Cactus started off first, getting the points on the board, and then they just couldn't keep that lead. They had Desert Mountain just take over, and now they're actually going to play Desert Edge here next week in the playoffs. What were some
Right.
key players that you liked on the team today?
Well, to me, I have to take my hats off to Desert Mountain starting quarterback Greg Garduno. He made the plays when he had to on those money downs. I like to call them those third down and longs, those pivotal downs in a playoff game where you have to have it. He made the plays. At times, I was questioning his ability to throw the football, but then as soon as I would do that, he would make a play on 3rd and 8, make a play on 3rd and 12. And then he got into the hands of his dynamic running backs in Easton Connor and Ryan Crady, who kind of handled the load when they had to get those hard, tough earned yards. And they kind of controlled that tempo in the second half off the backs of those three players.
That's really important as a quarterback to have that. Well, thank you so much, Andrew, for jumping on here tonight. Sounds like a great Friday night, and enjoy the rest of yours.
Thank you, Abigail.
Thank you.
Now joining me is Greg Greggs, who covered South Point and Queen Creek with the South Point with the upset. Greg, what was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think parents-wise, the turnout was great. I think Queen Creek, if they could go back, they'd like to fill that student section a little more. It was just a tough, emotional game. I mean, for the Queen Creek side, it was pretty quiet all night long, truthfully.
Yeah, what was South Point doing so well to stop their offense on the defensive side for?
Yeah, I mean, the South Point defensive line was one of the better lines I've seen all year long. And, they just made Queen Creek uncomfortable, 3rd and longs, 2nd and longs. And through that, Queen Creek just struggled to really get any passing game going through most of the night.
And what was going so well for South Point's offense? I mean, they scored 23 points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I've seen this team play. It was a bit of a slow second and third quarter after what they did at first, but the quarterback play of Race Alvarez, I mean, one of the prettier footballs I've seen. And then Bijan Robinson's former high school, they know how to breed running backs because they got a guy named Alan Dion who just, when it came crunch time, he took over and did everything for them.
Yeah, that's incredible. It looks like Bijan Robinson's alma mater like you said, knows how to get those running backs going. So won't be surprised if we see him in college in the NFL. So Greg, thank you for reporting on the game tonight.
Of course, thank you.
All right, we're heading over to Neil Rosenberg, who's at Horizon versus Notre Dame Prep at Notre Dame Prep. Describe that game and how it was a really high-scoring game for Horizon.
I mean, there's really only 3 words I can use to describe it. Oh my goodness. I mean, you can hear it in my voice right now. I'm losing it. It was high scoring. It was high intensity. Everybody was screaming. James Klopfenstein, let me break it down for you. It was 33-29, 5 minutes left, 3rd and I think 9. And I mean, Notre Dame Prep had all the momentum. They were going to come back down. It looked like they were going to take this lead. And then James Klopfenstein on the side of Horizon takes the direct snap and goes for almost 60 yards for the touchdown. I lose my voice, and everybody in the stands is going insane. And it just capped off what was such a great performance out of this Horizon offense. They're up 30-14 at halftime. The Saints came storming right back, and I mean that was just the haymaker that won them that football game.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. You can actually hear in your voice how of an amazing Friday night game that was. Are there any players that you want to shout out from either Horizon or Notre Dame Prep?
I mean, there's so many. Matt Friend on the side of the Saints, he had 3 touchdowns and probably over 150 yards receiving. Had a huge night. Klopfenstein on the side of Horizon. Zamorano, of course, every game is a big game for him. Dylan Brush, I mean, Carter Puma on the side of Horizon. It was a fantastic all-around performance by both teams. And after their first matchup together, going to triple overtime, and now this game. If these teams could play each other every week, I would love to call each of those games.
I can hear it. How do you think Horizon is going to do moving on to next week in the playoffs?
I mean, it's got to continue with their run game. I mean, those two running backs together and their ability to do play action right off of that. The Saints stacked the box multiple times, expecting run. Puma would hit the play action, hit Klopfenstein, hit Gerard together, and it just made for a great performance. And it's going to be tough to stop these Huskies.
Yeah. And Horizon's a great team. Just like you said, it's going to be hard to stop them. Well, thank you so much for reporting on the game. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night.
Awesome. Thank you, Abigail.
Thank you.
Next, I have Greg Zaber, who covered the ALA Gilbert North versus Monterana Mountain View. Greg, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, what a complete offensive game for Gilbert North. What was working for them?
Yeah, I think the better question would probably be what wasn't working. This was just a team that was completely, stacked from top to bottom. Ben Livingston, the quarterback, junior, had a really, really nice game. Threw for 5 touchdowns, only had 1 interception. It was just off of a tip ball. He looked really, really good, no matter what type of play it was, whether it was a quick release in the slot or he hit 3 deep balls up for touchdowns. He was really, really good overall. 2 of those deep balls were to number 6 Garrett Baker, and then another one to Isaac Massey, who hauled in his 15th touchdown actually of the year. So they just have a really, really stacked wideout group, and their passing game is really good. On rushing side of things, their offense was just as good there. Number 2 Weston Powell took most of the snaps there and running back, had a really nice game up the middle. Their offensive line looked just really, really dominant. And yeah, the offense was very, very strong tonight. Obviously, the score reflects that 42-0. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was going well on their defensive side too?
Yeah, again, I think pretty much everything. Morena came into this game with their running back Davis with 1,400 yards on the season and 13 touchdowns. And, you would never have guessed that based on how ALA Gilbert North shut them down. Just a really, really great front 7 presence here by ALA Gilbert, and they just shut down Davis whatsoever. It took Morena until the last play of the first half to get a first down. Football game that happening. Yeah, obviously they struggled a lot against their defense, and I expect them to make some waves during this time in the playoffs.
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but Greg, thank you for covering that game, and it was definitely a real offensive show. Well, both sides of the ball for Gilbert North tonight.
Ethan Troll all the way out in Goodyear. Desert Edge versus Saniga. What was that about? 46-7?
Yeah, I mean, Desert Edge proved why they are the 5th best team in the state and the best 5A program in the entire conference. They put up 46 points. Their running back, Byron Brandon, put up over 200 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. Their wide receiver, Davion Standard, also with 2 receiving touchdowns. This offense put up a lot of great numbers, and they also had 2 defensive touchdowns and held Cienega to just 7 points on the night. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better performance, and now they'll be hosting Desert Mountain next week, who beat Cactus earlier tonight.
Yeah, no, we said that earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know both of these teams. But yeah, you mentioned earlier, but talk about Brian Braden and how his performance throughout the entire night.
To sum it up, most of his yards came from inside zone plays between the A and B gaps. They tried to get him running outside, but Cienega's defensive edges contained him really well there. But they kept busting him up the gut, and he got big run after big run after big run. And all 3 of his rushing touchdowns were actually 20 yards or short. It was just he was setting himself up for those short rushing touchdowns. But either way, the entire interior offensive line for Desert Edge did a great job of getting those gaps open and helping Brandon have a great night.
Yeah, you can totally see it, and the scores show it. And then what about on the defense to stop the opposing team to score? Do you have any players you want to shout out or notice that who did well?
The guy that I figured was going to play really well tonight was Antonio Tarzan Para. I had him as my spotlight player of the night, and he performed really well. He had 2 sacks and a fumble recovery touchdown. He nearly blocked 4 of Cienega's punts tonight. He's been so good on that this season. He has 4 block punts on the season, but when it comes to the defense overall, they all just did their jobs and excelled. But Antonio Para, if I had to pick one player to stand out, it would be him. He did such a great job tonight.
Absolutely. Well, that Friday night did not disappoint, going all the way out to Goodyear. Thanks so much for joining us. Drive home safe, and we'll see you next time for sure.
Sure will. Thank you, Abigail.
Hi, Ethan.
Great job, Ethan. Ethan's walking with a little spring in his step tonight. His team won. Great job, even though he was unbiased, right? Yeah. Okay.
Sure was.
All right. Guys, what an incredible night for high school football. Again, out here at Pinnacle, where Williamsfield came in and upset the Pioneers 39-36. Great night. Guys, nice job hosting. To our amazing field correspondents that reported from all of their games. We had 12 games tonight between Las Vegas, Tucson, and Phoenix. And thanks again. Abigail, great job tonight. Ansley, great job again tonight. And listen to the Varsity Sports Show tomorrow morning, 9 to 11 on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona. We will be out at Queen Creek High School, and the co-host will be Athletic Director Matt Harris. Anissa Reynolds will also be hosting tomorrow morning show, and watch for the video live stream as well. On behalf of our team, our co-hosts, Abigail and Ansley, my name is Vince Delicio. Thanks again for tuning in to Friday Night Live post-game show. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school football previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.